Welcome to solverfy.
I kind of try to follow a couple rules when creating multiple choice questions. So the first one is maybe the hardest, which is to create clear wording. If your question is too convoluted, it will be easy to confuse people, and they could answer incorrectly even if they know the right answer. I also like to test understanding rather than memorization, although sometimes getting students to memorize things is a good strategy. The last rule is that you must have wrong answers that are believable. I do not like questions that have answers that are so silly that you can rule them out just because of their silliness. So here we'll take a look at an example of a question, and I suppose I would call this more of a matching question than a multiple choice, but there will be possible answers. So we're going to list some um, situations or scenarios that involve heat transfer. And what I like about this problem is you can change it up. You can take the same question and revise it if you find students are confused by something or always getting certain ones wrong. Um, so we're going to have these scenarios, and students must choose the right heat transfer process. And we'll say main heat transfer process. And you can give them a little table if you want, such as D equals conduction. They could write out the word if you chose, if you wanted them to practice their spelling. C is convection. R is radiation. And always leave them the possibility of none in case they decide it doesn't fit. So, one scenario could be sunlight travels to Earth through space. And of course, that would be radiation. Getting them to understand that these waves can go even through a vacuum. A pot of water, and probably to make it not so confusing, but water on a stove starts to boil. Recognizing that the boiling represents a mass motion of fluid, this would be convection. The warm ground causes clouds to form. Again, recognizing that heat transfer is a rising of warm air and a mass motion of a fluid would have you guess convection. Here's one that probably comes from their reading, but the handle, the iron handle, we could even make that more clear, of a pan on the stove is too hot to touch. Would be an example of conduction. Okay, this one might be a little bit more difficult, but uh, tectonic plates. This is kind of more of an earth science one. Move due to magma circulating. So even if students didn't know what a tectonic plate was or what magma is, recognizing that we have a fluid that is circulating would lead to the idea that this is convection.